Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm so grateful that you're here, so thank you for joining me. Today we have another pick a card, and today's reading is going to be about whatever help you need in your life right now, in whatever area of your life. Spirit is going to address that and give you some guidance on whatever it is that you need help with. So for our first option, pile 2, and pile 3. So the first cards are going to give us what it is that you actually need help with. So they might be very specific. So if they do not resonate, please feel free to pick another pile. Then we're going to get into the tarot, and then we'll get into the final guidance at the end. Okay, my beautiful collective, I will see you at your choice. Welcome my selection 1. So let's lay out your cards. Okay, collective, let's see what the main energies are or area in which you need help. Psychic protection. Around me now, a shield of gold, protecting me, strong and bold. So what I'm getting first off from Spirit is you feeling a need for, or a want or a necessity for some protection, whether that be specifically psychic protection, safety protection, feeling supported, feeling nurtured. But there is a big call for sort of safety when it comes to the well-being of your life, of your environment. Yeah, safe home. I cast the circle round about. Safety now is beyond doubt. Yeah, so you are being protected is what I'm hearing from Spirit. That's what you're asking for right now, is for some protection. Interesting that you have 40 and 39, 39 and 40 right after each other. So there does feel like an ask either of you to do some extra, maybe some saging, clear out the energies, clean out some of your space, fill it with things that have life, like plants, nature, rocks, earth, water, stuff like that. Mentally envision a psychic protection around your home. They're bringing me to salt in specific corners of your home. So imagine this shield of gold around you, protecting you, and also circling it around your abode where you reside. Okay, something to be mindful of while this is happening, or to think about what Spirit is giving you. Maybe it's specifically about safety in your workplace, or if you work from home, or separating the energies of work and home. There can be something like that. I am now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. So maybe you are worried about safeguarding your home. Maybe there's a possibility of you losing your place of dwelling. Maybe it is just maybe it's particularly guarding your work, to safeguard your work, to protect what you're doing, especially if you are doing psychic work or esoteric research or study. And they're saying your work is protected. Yeah, because the work that you are doing is source energy. It's coming from the crown, from your divine, and it's building and nurturing in the heart chakra for it to be received from all who can benefit from your work. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to add. First messages that are coming out that I can feel the strongest at the moment, they're giving me a feeling of you, my viewer, either a false start, a feeling of a false start, or something that didn't fully root and ground and come to its full bloom. It's also saying that cycle or that particular idea or work venture or seed of growth that you were wanting is not fully completed yet. The cycle is not done. There is also a feeling of, I don't know why I'm getting this, but not to work with family. Forgive me. That's what they're saying it. Like, I know the Ten of Cups is upright, and this feeling of death and rebirth in reverse, of it not being fully completed yet, that it's not fully done yet, the cycle's not done. This Ace of Pentacles being in the reverse, again, talking about a false start or something that's there but not fully ready to fully bloom, like we talked about, like I said, sorry. But this Ten of Cups in the center of it being like, great, you have a great support system, possibly happy home, happy life. But again, if we're talking about safety, home, protection, work, and something about false starts and it's not ready yet, this feels something either like what I talked about, either separating work from home, and that can be literally with people, separating your work life with your family, or separating where you do your work as opposed to where you relax and live. Maybe have designated areas for that. Maybe that's the reason why they talked about the salt in specific areas of your home. So the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse with the Tower in the reverse, again, I always feel, and I take the Tower in reverse as in you, my viewer, your soul is the one pushing you forward or giving you the impetus to move. And it is you, and this is the feeling that like maybe what I'm doing is not right, or it's not ready, or it didn't work out because of something. And the Knight of Wands in the reverse underneath this Ten of Pentacles, or clarifying the Ten of Cups, is, again, there's no haste with it, you know, there was no push or force to get involved in some sense. It was sort of like voluntary effort and enthusiasm for the project, or for whatever the thing was. But I'm really feeling like it didn't work. Like it didn't work out that way, or it's not, again, back to this Ace of Pentacles, which is bringing you to the Six of Swords, about something not being fully completed yet, and you going away or walking away from a part of it. I'm really getting it's about family, standing your ground on your own valor, victory, your own strengths that lead you to, yes, your own independence, right? That Nine of Pentacles. Self-efficiency, prosperity, abundance. So let's see then if that's the case. The Hierophant, the High Priestess, Eight of Swords in reverse. Yep. So what I'm getting here is, Spirit said there's a divine calling for you, a higher calling for you, and you know that you can reach this pentacle and pinnacle of your wish fulfillment, your prosperity, your abundance, your work to be shown, to be seen. You know what you need to do. I feel like you know that this doesn't work with family, or work with whatever community or sense of family that is around your work or life. There's something that you already know that doesn't work, and you need to trust that. And this Eight of Swords, and I think you already do, you've discovered this, you've understood this, you're getting out of your head of thinking, well, maybe I can make this work, or maybe I should do this more because it's family, because they're close, because of history, because of whatever. As you've come out of this overthinking, trapping yourself with your thoughts, you bring yourself into a new perspective of the Hanged Man. You know, of how do I get there, of what have I learned through this new perspective of how to work forward, to achieve this Nine of Cups. I know that it's in reverse, but to achieve that Nine of Cups, you know, to bring that up, which is that wish fulfillment, is trying to gain a new perspective on how to get there, is what I'm getting, is what you're doing, which is why you have to sort of venture away from what you have been doing or who you've been doing it with. In the way you've been doing it, or who you've been doing it with. Okay, so let's get your final guidance about this protection, work, home, family, woman holding a heart. I feel like that's you, my viewer. Oopsie. Angel of Love. Angel of Balance. That's what it is. It's you, my viewer, holding the heart of, which is that Ace of Pentacles, you know, that thing that you want to create, which is, I am now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. And that's the work you love, your work that you love, the love in your work, which is the Angel of Balance of how do I share this without disrupting, I guess, the traditional or previous way of doing things. How do I do this still in balance without overly disrupting certain things? This is why you need this help with this protection of how do I move through this. It's through love. It's through balancing what it is that you need to do for yourself and not putting that putting that as a second priority. It's choosing you and allowing yourself to trust in your own guidance, in your own work, in your own abilities, in the divine source. Oh, too many. There it is. You, like I said, trusting you, first chakra. Archangel Michael, you know? Balancing what your root is, that forest, that home base, you know? It's trusting you. So, safety in the home, I feel that it has to do with you setting a particular set of boundaries, being very clear about what it is that you want to accomplish, how the personal interference, even though it is from love and a want and an energetic transference of a desire to help, it feels like it's complicating things for you. And I think right now that you need to focus on how it's going to work for you best. How that perspective is going to change, how your perspective has changed on how to accomplish what it is that you're seeking. Absolutely. So my beautiful collective, Spirit is protecting you. They're letting you know that you need to set some boundaries, to give yourself that, to imagine yourself in that shield of gold and protect yourself, your home, your work, to keep cultivating what it is that you want to grow and do it your own way. Just reminding yourself, I know you don't need to remind yourself, but it feels like you need to do this for yourself, and your family will always be your family no matter what. So balance out what it is that you feel like you might have been overgiving or overcompensating in a way that didn't benefit you to the whole, and it was benefiting others more than it was giving to you in a sense. Okay, my beautiful collective, I hope that was helpful for you. If it resonated in any way, please leave a like. That would be much appreciated. Until next time, ciao. Hello, welcome, my pile 2, my selection 2. Let's lay out your cards. Okay, so these cards are going to give us the main energies of what you need help in, or which area you need help in. And this is going to be something to be mindful of, or to think about, or to let you know. Study. Let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. So my collective, maybe you're needing help specifically with study, for research, for a particular test and exam, for school, for work. Maybe you're just studying up on new things in general, new information. Maybe you've acquired a new interest that is making you very curious about studying. Maybe you're wanting to retain more information in general. Peace. Bridget, goddess, in your sacred name, align within me, peace is flame. That's beautiful. So I feel like you're wanting some quiet time to be able to study, is what I'm getting. I feel like you need to, that you're wanting, a sort of sanctuary, or the space available for you to set out time to not be distracted, so that you can really absorb what you're wanting to learn. Spirit is saying a retreat might be very useful for you. Solo retreat is what they said. Or to create a sanctuary where you are not to be disturbed. and it is an understood agreement within the home or place you dwell to study. You have 2 9s here too, which is again the completion of a cycle, spiritual evolution and growth and knowledge. Maybe you're at the tail end of something. That's the reason why the focus needs to be so diligent. Okay, something to keep in mind. Self-acceptance. Maybe it's accepting the situation of where you're at, of, again, maybe choosing you. Orange and brown, earthy colors very much in your spread here. Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, dear Divine. So maybe also not being so hard on yourself too if you're not retaining everything or doing everything perfectly, so to speak. Maybe that is just about you endlessly studying and working on yourself with self-acceptance, awareness of healing old wounds, patterns, of being more conscious of your actions, of your thoughts, of your words. So I would say if any of these energies don't really apply, I would pick another pile. I also think Spirit is wanting you to calm your mind before you go into study. I feel like if you get into a place of like comfortability and rest and your brain is almost emptied, so to speak, like there's no overthoughts, that's when the perfect time for you to study to retain the most amount of information. Okay, let's see what your tarot has to add. What I'm hearing from Spirit and what I'm getting from the cards is a same thing that we talked about, the completion of a cycle, right? You're wanting to complete something. It doesn't feel like you have the energy or the motivation currently to do the last leg of this or to complete this, and you're not really sure how to gain that back or to fight it out or to stick it out in a sense. It feels like you may be allowing external circumstances or the environment to overly distract you, or they are just distracting, either or. And again, trying to find a way to balance out where and how I can do this with either in the energies that I'm not feeling very motivated to do and just wanting to like sort of go into escapist moments, whether that be overly indulging in TV or going out or whatever the case is, just distractions. And Spirit is saying to me that Spirit is saying you may be manipulating yourself subconsciously in believing that you do not have the strength to accomplish the task that you want, which is putting you somewhat in a flight or fight mode. And right now your spirit is, or your energy or your ego is wanting to fly. Take flight, in other words. But Spirit is coming in to bring this tower moment for you. It's sort of like if you don't want to be able to do this, or if you feel like you can't, of course Spirit is always here to help. So they're bringing in this tower. So maybe there is going to be just a disruption in your environment that creates space for you. That might not necessarily be so smooth or are inviting, let's say, but it will create what it is that you're needing, which is the space and the peace to study, to finish this, whatever it is that you are doing. The self-acceptance is to know that you can do this. Change your thought patterns. Again, do not run away, do not move away from your obligations and your study and your spiritual study. Continuously give back to what you have already put in. You will reap what you have sown, but you need to complete this portion of your study. Spirit is intervening for sure. Whoa, too many. Queen of Wands. Knight of Swords. That's it. 6 of Cups. Boom. Victory. Yeah. You will find that energy once. I think there's a realization of that. Again, back to the self-acceptance, that you do have the power to do it in the way you want. You can go about it quickly too. You know, it's what you've put in the past. It's your hard work. It's your dedication that you have put into whatever study, self-acceptance, self-realization, whatever area of your life that is. You are coming out victorious with the 6 of Wands here at the bottom of your deck. You know, it's because of your past efforts. Yeah, I feel like this is just a mini hiatus for you. Spirit's going to give you a little kick in the ass, and then you're just going to get going. And however that transpires about creating space for you to find that peace to study, it's going to happen. Either if it's not by your doing, Spirit is definitely going to intervene, for sure. Okay, so let's see your final guidance. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Goddess of the Moon. And Door to Romance. So what I'm getting here is letting your self-expression to come out, to continue to feed your own fire in a sense so that you can complete this, to use your intuitive, your feminine energy to know, to receive, to nurture the thing that you love, the studying, the work, your self-acceptance, the door to loving you. Even more, again, I think this is really like a big leveling up based on work you have done to get yourself out of this envy. Envy of not being completed or not being where you wanted to be, or not, you know, feeling up to snuff or smart enough or something like that. There is a perspective change that Spirit is actually aiding you with, and this is, yeah, again, Magician. And this is also what is happening when this Tower comes in. It creates, again, I really do feel like it creates a fissure or a crack in your environment that separates you from what is distracting you or making you feel like you cannot complete this currently. I don't feel like it's a deep, like, oh, I can't do this. It's sort of just like, I'm exhausted. I don't know if I can continue. That's more of the feeling I'm getting. But you can. You will be victorious. Stick it out, because Spirit's got your back, my lovelies. And they're helping you with this to bring in the peace for you and the space period for you to be able to complete this. Okay, my beautiful collective of Pile 2, I hope that was helpful and gave you some insight. If it was in any way, please give it a like. It's much appreciated. Until next time, I'll see ya. Ciao. Welcome, my selection number 3. Let's lay out your cards. Okay, so these cards are going to let us know the main area topic of help that you are seeking guidance for, and then we will look into something to keep in mind or what Spirit wants you to think about. Organization, purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me so easily. So maybe you're needing some help with some organizing, with organizing your life, organizing your home, planning future things, trying to minimalize things, allowing yourself to have things that are more accessible so that there is an ease to your daily existence, life, work, etc. Dream sweet, sleep deep. Sleep that's deep and lasts till morn. Wondrous dreams for days reborn. Yeah, so maybe there's a reorganizing in particular that is being asked of you, or that you are undertaking right now, which is what you need help with, is how do I get started, or how do I make this the most efficient or prosperous in some way. Spirit is maybe asking you to get some rest too, so that you can get organized. Maybe you need to have a better night's sleep or a better rest for you to feel more energized to get organized, to do the things that are required or needed of you. Okay, let's see what it says here. Loneliness. Interesting. Yeah, maybe this sleep time, or maybe you have, like, again, not been so motivated, feeling a little lethargic and lazy and needing sleep because you're not sleeping well, or something like, or sleeping too much for that matter. Either way, there's a need for you to clearly communicate with yourself what it is that you need. Maybe there's an ask for help. Maybe you need to deliberately ask for help with the things that need to get organized. There's a lot of blue energy in your particular spread. It says, when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude, and that's when kindred spirits can finally come. And that's what I feel like Spirit is saying, is sort of for you to get started, just to get going, and to enjoy this time that you have with yourself, to yourself. Even though it might feel in times lonely, maybe that's the reason why you're oversleeping or feeling a little down or vibrationally low. And also Spirit is saying that even if there is no, like, because I'm kind of similar to this when I'm in my certain types of emotional funks, my environment in my place sort of gets a little overcrowded with things, and I tend to not have the energy to do something when it should be done. It's sort of like I have to wait for the energy to come, or else, like, parts of it gets done and then it gets messed up again, and then it just creates even more of a mess. So I'm feeling that the main focus for you, my pile 3, is for you to for you to get good rest, for you to embrace what you are doing alone, and for you to find the joy in the everyday tasks, in the mundane responsibilities. Find the purpose in what you're doing, meaning that the purpose is, it's going to make me feel better. It's going to make everything feel lighter. The planning is in what part to do. You know, maybe it's not the whole thing. Maybe I'm like, today I'm doing my kitchen. Tomorrow I'm doing my washroom. 2 days after I'm going to do laundry. Whatever the case is, maybe it's just delegating it more efficiently and more effectively for the way that you are feeling right now energetically. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to add. What I'm getting here, Spirit showing me your frustration with where you're at. Whether that be lack of motivation or just circumstantially where you're at. You've been overthinking. I feel like it's more like petty arguments with yourself, almost like getting mad at yourself for not being motivated, for not doing something, for whatever the case is. And Spirit is saying to give yourself a break, literally, like, take it easy a bit on yourself is what they're saying. Stop making yourself feel worse about things that you already feel weighted by. You know, because like the 10 of Swords clarifying that 5 of Swords, it's like you are at the end of this particular phase of lethargy or dissonance. I don't know why they're giving me that word, but that's what I'm feeling. And the Tower in reverse of you know, just being the person who's sort of being more hard on yourself than needed. You know, it's sort of like just trust in where you're at, like surrender to your emotions, where you're feeling. Yes, sometimes it doesn't feel the greatest to be unproductive, but we need it sometimes, and I feel that's what it is. It really is bringing me back to the sleep. You need better rest. And that doesn't necessarily mean like overnight rest. It could just be like rest during the day, like sit the F down, take a break and lie down, you know, something like that. Take a nap. Even if you don't like naps, like maybe you need those power 10, 20-minute naps. They might be helpful for you right now during this period of time, so that you're not overly using or manipulating the energies that make you feel lack of something or not doing something. It feels like this pause or this moment of where this place, in where you're at when it comes to lack of energy or lack of motivation or just will to do it, you know, it's coming. This pause is for your benefit. It's ending this cycle, knowing what you need to do, knowing where you are and accepting where you're at, so that this Wheel of Fortune can start moving in the favor of what you would like, not feeling like you're holding on too tightly to the thoughts, you know, to the unproductivity. Yeah, sabotaging yourself, trying to find a better strategy to come out emotionally. There's a lot of like, you're in your head a lot. There's a lot of like self-deprecating thoughts is what I'm getting. A lot of self-defeating. You're like beating yourself up mentally is what I'm getting. And maybe the loneliness is contributing to this beating yourself up because there's no extra energy around you. But again, Spirit is just bringing to me that you need to chill the F out and rest. Sleep. 8 of Wands, yeah, slow down. King of Pentacles, so that you can recharge, rebuild, regroup. Slow and steady, strong and stable. And then the 7 of Cups, yeah, in the reverse, to make the decision of what to do next, how to organize, how to make the plan. That 2 of Wands, you know, to move forward. You will get out of that funk, but you need to, Spirit is sort of reinforcing or reiterating for you that you need this break. So don't fight where you're feeling lonely, isolated, separated. You know, it's like just enjoy this time, because maybe there's something that's coming in for you later that this rest is needed for now. So embrace it. Don't take it for granted. All tied up. Yeah, I feel all tied up in your head, in your thoughts. Get out of your head. Relax. Find things that calm you. Meditation, yoga, relaxations. 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. That heart chakra. Yeah, find things that soothe you, like we said. Financial constraints. So you're worried about that. You're worried about doing, maybe that's what it is. You're worried that maybe because things are really slow, personally, or possibly for now, for you, that the Spirit is asking you to get organized, because it does feel like there's going to be a momentum pickup. You know, and wherever you felt desolate or barren when it comes to financial matters and being all tied up in your head or with situations or circumstance, it feels like things are moving out of that. Yeah, exactly. Woman holding the coin. You will be holding that coin. You know, like, yeah, you will be holding that coin and no longer in an indecisive type of place when it comes energetically. Again, this is what we're speaking of, right? Energies. Yeah, that 7 of Pentacles, rooting in what you've built. Yeah, it's just right now, this is the lull. I feels like the best way I could describe this to you is like the December of your year. You know, it's the winter of your particular season right now. So it's everything needs to sort of get regerminated in a sense, and that's what's happening right now. The soil's getting retoiled. You need to get organized for this Wheel of Fortune, this trajectory of what's coming in for you in the future. Maybe there's a possibility too that your money may be tied up in something that you're trying to get out of, or something like that too. Or maybe that you lost some sort of investment or something monetary, and it has left you alone or left you feeling out in the cold or misunderstood or undervalued or unseen in some way. But I really do feel like Spirit is bringing in this change for you. The things that have been tying up your energy, like I said, you feeling vibrationally low, that stuff is leaving. Your heart chakra is opening and healing. The financial constraints will be relieved, and you will be this person holding the coin in the end, which is, you know, echoing back to that King of Pentacles, you know, knowing that you will get there with that Wheel of Fortune. End of that cycle. Choice is made to choose you. I love that, my beautiful collective of my pile number 3. I hope that was helpful. If it was in any way, please feel free to give it a like. That'd be much appreciated. Until next time, I'll see ya. Ciao.